That's right. Attempt number 2, buckle up, explorers. We're about to absolutely explore into the outer reaches of space through Infatuations with Leslie Tanner. That's right, a competitive dating game show that I am not going to re-explain because I did it 3 times. We sat smelling each other's farts for about 4 hours, took a break, and now we're back at it. So let's go ahead. You know the judges. You know the judges very much better than I thought we were going to get to know the judges. We know a lot of stuff about the judges, and I'm happy for it. I'm excited for it. I wish I had a catalog more, the thickness of a JCPenney catalog, full of information of the judges still. But you know what? For now, we're going to move on to the contestants. Our first 2 contestants for the inaugural Infatuations with Leslie Tanner. Let's go ahead and get them on the screen. Fantastic, very exciting. Welcome to the program. Welcome to Infatuations with Leslie Tanner. It's wonderful to have you guys with us. So I'll go ahead. At the number 1 spot, you know her from the chat. You know the vibe. You've been warm, consistent, and to try to explain to you the growth that I've seen in this particular explorer. I don't know if I can do it with words. Guys, welcome to the screen, flyingveda.
Hello. The program works. Thank you for having me, Leslie.
Namaste, of course. It's my pleasure to have you on board. It's great to have you here. Namaste to you. And secondly, we have also consistent, long-time explorer. Once again, the growth is hard to calculate, hard to communicate. Please welcome to your screen, Nerdity Ensues.
Hello, everyone. Nice to see everyone.
So Nerdy, you guys, you're the first two in the history of this show to be on the screen. What drew you to be the first 2? Have you always been this brave?
I feel like really watching the program and being involved with this has really helped my my confidence to really get out there and be brave.
Absolutely, I would agree. You came in with some bravery, but then I've only watched that bravery expound, grow exponentially. We've been able to see it grow. And Flyingveda, I'm going to throw you the same exact question. What made you just want to jump into the deep end? Let's dive right in and have some fun and see what's up. What gave you that?
Every day, I try to create moments that are going to be part of my end-of-life montage. And YOLO, you only live once, so just do it.
That's true. YOLO. You really do only live once. I don't believe any of those religions that say otherwise. To be honest with you, I think that's nonsense. But you don't have to comment on that. I can say that, and I can sit with that, and I can express that and share that with the world and allow everybody to just kind of feel as if feel whatever they need to feel about that. Namaste. So, guys, we're going to go ahead and go to our prediction round. We've gotten a little taste of our contestants right now, and let's go ahead begin the prediction. Now, those in the chat, this is your chance. You'll see the thing drop down, and you'll be able to bet on who you think's going to win, Flyingveda or Nerdity Ensues. Who will walk out of the octagon as the victor? Now, much to consider in this situation. You've heard a little bit about them. The different, we've got a YOLO bravery, but then we also have a bravery that was earned in the case of Nerdity Ensues. So I think a lot can be learned. It might just be, I don't know what you guys feel like. If you had to make a little argument, why should people bet on you, Vita?
Me? Because I am definitely fun. I'm definitely going to make sure that a guy's going to have a great time on a date. And you probably can't ever tell what I'm going to say next because I usually don't even know.
I love that. And to you, Nerdity.
You can bet on me because I feel like I'm a good time. I'm not always super crazy, but, I'll listen and I'll want to hear what you have to say and respond.
Wow, and just a couple more seconds. It was great to hear each of you pitch for yourselves, giving us a better idea of what to expect in the coming competition. And there we go on the screen. Now, the favorite is clearly Flying Veda. People were not inspired by what you had to share with us, Nerdity and Suze. But listen, we are there. We are on the cusp of our first date. Now, contestants, are you ready to enter the octagon?
I'm ready.
And Flying Veda, you ready? Contestant 1?
Ready.
Namaste. Judges, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Fantastic. All right,
Alright.
let's begin the date. Namaste. 3, 2, 1. Let's get it going.
So, Nerdity, do I look how you thought? Because for some reason, I thought you would be blonde with spiky hair. I don't know why I thought that. I just thought that from your voice.
I don't know. I never know what people are going to look like based on their usernames. And it really surprises me whenever I do see what they really look like. I'm like, oh, wow, that adds like a level of complexity of that. So, yeah, no, I didn't know what to expect.
So we're on like our first date, like out in public. So what would you pick for us to do?
I think a nice visit to like the historic downtown area with a water fountain might be nice if we, walked around the fountain, maybe sat on the bench, people watch, talk.
Well, that's sweet. That's sweet. If I had pick, I would say go and get pizza. What do you like on your pizza? Like, if you're gonna pick like your favorite toppings, what do you like?
I like everything. I look at a good supreme pizza, olives, onions, bell peppers, and I even like pineapple too. How about you?
There we go. Pineapple. There we go. There's the green flag. That's what I needed. I would get a Hawaiian pizza. Hawaiian pizza for sure. Okay, so let's say we're on our like first date at home. What do you want to do?
I'd like to sit on the couch, talk a little, maybe watch a movie. Wouldn't be too bad if we had some wine and ice cream.
Wine, definitely. That sounds awesome. Ice cream, possibly. I was going to say edibles and watching murder shows and basically commenting on how the killer screwed up and got caught, basically. I think that's what I'd like to do.
I wouldn't be opposed, and especially not opposed to the edibles.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that would really like take the edge off of like the first like at home date. I think it would. Okay, so what's the wildest place you've ever had sex ever? Wildest place.
Well, not a part of the Mile High Club yet. Can't say that that ever happened. I would say, oh man.
Don't be shy.
Really putting down the spot. I think somebody's backyard at night. Is that it?
Backyard at night, was this like at a fire pit or like against a fence? Like how did it go?
3, 2, 1,
quietly,
and that's the date. That's the date. Everybody, clap your hands together. Larry Pickles will get you a question next time. Don't worry. But namaste, the very first date of the inaugural Infatuations with Leslie Tanner. Namaste. Contestants, how'd that feel?
It felt good.
It was awesome.
Awesome. Very exciting. Now, is there anything else that you would like us to know for context? Do either of you have diarrhea, maybe a panic attack in the middle of that or something? Anything that we should know for the judges as we head into adjudication?
No, but I probably should have had a drink or maybe an edible before this, but I'm doing this completely stone cold sober. So there's that.
I've had an edible in the past like an hour and a half.
So interesting. Okay, well, I think that's all we need to know, judges. It is time for us to convene. Let's see. Let's get Jason on the screen. I don't know where Jason is.
Oh, wow.
1 second. Pull his ass over. Nope.
I'm here, aren't I?
Hello, testing? Are we here?
You hear me?
It didn't save my update. 1 second.
Oh,
There you are.
that was kind of fun to swoop in like that.
Oh.
So judges, what do we think? Let's start with not Mish. Mish, go. What were your kind of reflections on that date?
So I think Vita was really good at leading the conversation. She was thinking of all the questions. Nerdity seemed a little nervous, which was endearing, but he didn't really ask her about herself.
Oh.
Yeah.
And it really bummed me out.
It bummed you out. It made you sad.
I was really upset by that. Extremely upset.
Yeah. It made you sad. Okay. Interesting.
It did, because she came in real hot, and it would have been nice for her energy to have been matched.
Right. So do you think maybe the weed, the narcotic drugs played into that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
The addiction really came into play.
Interesting. Okay. Well, thank you so much, not Misha. Go ahead. Move to control out, Quinn. Quinn, what were your reflections on the date?
I'm me right now. Okay. I thought that Nerdity was really charming and honest. I love the rapid fire questions coming from dater number 1. I did feel like the questions were quite boring. Like, I feel like a really good first date question is like, hey, do you lose your socks at the bottom of the bed? Do you shit with the door open? Those are like real fire starter questions that we need to know. Pineapple on pizza, Hawaiian pizza, I feel like that's kind of weak, right? This is not a Reddit thread, okay? So I just was feeling that, but I feel like Nerdy was kind of like under pressure with that, but also they could have at any point, came in there and like with that right hook and taken over the conversation, and they didn't. So I'm going to say this round, Nerdity is standing strong, and as there's no bias on that.
Okay, interesting. Thank you so much, Quinn. I appreciate that. Jason, going to go to you third. How'd you feel about that?
Well, yeah, I too, like Mish, felt really sad after watching that. And I don't want to be like the Simon guy, but when they were talking, Simon, he's mean on American Idol. I won't be mean, but when they were talking about what kind of pizza toppings you like, it just reminded me of how boring life is. And
you felt trapped and
the
sad.
kind of conversations that people have over and over again. I was thinking, man, this date could have been an email. You know that old saying?
So lackluster performance on both contestants' part, on what I'm hearing from you.
Yeah. I want to see someone get in there and assert themselves and like sort of dominate and like talk about themselves and tell like their craziest stories and like their abilities and talents.
Right.
I want it to be like, like somebody wants to, dominate their opponent. I don't see that. I see two people trying to be nice to each other. And I don't see the point of that.
Not willing to put it on the line. Okay, so listen. So other than kind of a blanket disappointment for both contestants as the first, competitive date here on Infatuations, if you had to pick one, who would you pick to move on?
I guess I'm gonna go with Vita because I think it feels like a horror movie, like she's in a child's bedroom. That pink around her. It feels like something awful is gonna happen.
Yeah, listen, contestants, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. If I'm going to throw my hat into the ring and let you know how I feel, I'm going to go ahead and agree with the judges. Across the board, Vita took this one. Vita, absolutely outstanding work. You really crushed it. I won't go as far as to say you crushed it, but you definitely brought a little something, a little bit of direction, a little bit of energy, some extroversion. And while I would have to say, across the table, Nerdity and Suze here really, I wouldn't say completely shit his pants, but definitely left a lot to be desired. So, Nerdity, you have yourself a wonderful night. Feel free to get back in the ring if you feel as if you got something else to say. Vita, stick around for the next round, because we're going to go ahead and kind of reset over here and get going in just a moment. Thanks for playing so much. I appreciate it. Now, guys, just to let you know, this is the very first one. The very first one, it took about an hour and a half to get going. An hour and a half to get going. And this is going to, every single one of these is not going to take an hour and a half. We're going to get two more lodged up. Nerdity, please leave. Nerdity, get out of here. And once Nerdity gets out of here, we get one more up in here, and we're going to have a lot of fun with our game show. Thank you so much. Hopefully this user is ready. So, new contestant, before I introduce your name, go ahead and make sure your camera is on. Namaste to you. And guys, very exciting though. So if you liked what you saw on the screen, you want to participate, you understand the game, go ahead, throw your hat in the ring. There will be a link in the chat momentarily for you all to participate. And this is an open call, but we are doing a King of the Hill situation so far. Flying Veda, King of the Hill. Let's pull the judges back on the screen. Judges, how did you all feel about what we just went through together?
You know, it was really cool to see someone get equalized.
Yeah.
I agree.
Right. It's so gratifying to watch someone be just blatantly deemed not worthy, not
Just
good enough,
dragged.
take a hike.
It was really, like, satiating for me to do those things.
Yes.
So, but the contestants, amazing, right? Both of them. You know,
Loved them. Loved them.
I've read threads about them before in some way or another. Not them specifically, but, you know.
Right. Well,
But,
you know, I'm
I
open to all styles
Yeah.
of dating, personally speaking. I'm open to all styles. I did think a little, there was some space in between there, unexplored, unentered. Maybe if somebody, and it doesn't have to be necessarily an extroversion, because sometimes people could dominate and come into that space in between, but then they can also you can lean back, but in a very aloof, alluring way, and that's different. That can be a lot of fun. So I'm excited to see how the future rounds develop. Let's go ahead and bring our next contestants on the screen. Now, we swap spots, but namaste. We know a little bit about Flying Veda, but our next contestant, you've seen him in the chat. Namaste to you for just jumping in the second one. Number 3, second contest. Guys, put your hands together for 7th Dragon Ball. 7th, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing all right. How are you doing, Leslie?
Oh, I'm on cloud 9. I'm having a fantastic evening. I'm having a lot of fun now that we're getting going. 7th Dragon Ball, what made you want to get involved on this first night?
You know what? Someone's always got to be the first, right? And I figured, why can't it just be me?
Right on. So you're a fall on the grenade kind of guy.
Absolutely.
Have you ever served in the military?
Yeah, 20 years.
20 years in the military. And was this good?
How did you guess that?
I think the universe is just kind of bringing us together. Kind of just we're feeling each other out.
Brought it up before.
So that's probably, I think, did you mention it in chat once?
Yeah, I've called in a few times.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Now, okay. Now the dots are connecting. Let's go ahead and begin the prediction round. So we know Flying Veda. You've seen Flying Veda perform. And 7th Dragon Ball stepping up to the plate with military service on the record and sharing that right up front and say, would you say it was good, 7th?
I'm here, right? So I guess it isn't that bad.
Okay, so not a very demanding hurdle to have cleared for military. I mean, I suppose that is true. You did not die in military service. Namaste for that. And maybe serving in the military gives you a different perspective on that. So on the outside of the military, though, it sounds like as a therapist, it sounds like it didn't go good a little bit at least. Now, a couple more seconds. Place your wagers. Who do you think is going to come out of the octagon as the victor? 7th Dragon Ball, head-to-head Flying Veda. Now, listen. I'm going to tell you right off the bat. 7th Dragon Ball, you were not favored to win this by very wide margin. So let's get in there. Let's get into the octagon and see how this goes. Now, contestants, are you ready?
Let's do this.
All right. And judges, are we ready?
Yes.
Ready.
Namaste. All right, let's start the date. Let's get in there. Let's get nasty.
Dragon Ball. Thank you for your service, first of all. Thank you for that. So what are your hobbies outside of your job?
Actually what I like to do is I've gotten into freeze drying. I don't know if you're familiar with what freeze drying is. I like to make large meals. I like to make these meals you can take for like long trips or like good for like 25 years. You can take them. I do a lot of charity work. I give a lot of stuff to my church. I give it a lot. They give it to the homeless people, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's a lot of fun.
So prepping stuff.
Yeah.
So do you like to cook also?
Absolutely. I love cooking.
What's your favorite meal? Like if you're gonna impress me, what are you gonna make me?
Fresh caught salmon, right? I like some salmon with some lemon, right? Put a little bit of dill on there. I love the dill, a little bit of salt and some pepper. I like to put it in, I got one of those nice wooden, like it's like a wooden plank you put it on the smoker, you get it on there, you get some nice, maybe some rice pilaf or maybe some lemon quiche or something like that. It's really good.
Okay. I make the best slow roasted barbecue ribs you've ever had in your whole life. Whoa. So I can make you that. I can make anything on the grill. I can make you pizza from scratch, but if I'm really trying to impress you, I think I would make you homemade chicken parmesan and homemade garlic bread with a flour chocolate cake.
How do you make your garlic bread?
I make my own dough and then I like cut it catty corner and I make garlic butter.
We have a little question from the audience. From Larry Picklejar, how would you dill with your date? Dill in quotes. Interpret that as you will.
Dill with my date? I don't know how to answer that. You know what? Dill is not one of my favorite spices because it's like overpowering. What do you think, Dragon Ball?
I like dill. I mean, just me personally, I like a little bit more. I like it to be strong. Kind of that, strong, rough taste on the food. I like a lot of seasoning.
So, okay, you seem intense at your job, am I right?
The job I have now, absolutely not.
No? Really?
No.
I'm intense at my job, but I feel like, if you're in the bedroom, do you want to be the boss or do you want them to be the boss? What do you think?
Oh, no, I prefer to be the boss.
That's definitely what I want, definitely. I don't like it when the guy wants me to be the boss. It's the opposite of what I want.
Oh, no, it's a lot of hair pulling and it's a lot of, maybe slight choking or something along the lines there, something like that, calling me, please stop, but it's like, yes, kind of thing going, it's pretty hot.
Can you pick me up with one arm?
And that is the date. Namaste. Absolutely. And what a note to end on. A very different date the second time around. Very different date the second time around. We've seen two different approaches this time as opposed to the time before. Nerdity kind of on his heels, high on narcotic drugs as a victim of his addiction. But then here we have a little more presence. Now, contestants, how did you feel about that?
Wow, that was incredible.
Gorgeous day.
Gorgeous day. All right, you know what? Everyone's speechless. Let's go ahead and head over to the judges' room. Namaste. Let's make a verdict. Now, what do we think? What do we think? Because I've got my ideas right off the bat, but I want to hear from you all first.
Okay, I'm an American, and if I see a bald-headed white man who wants to be the boss, that's how I'm gonna lean. And he was very, real about that.
Honestly, my deciding factor was Dill. The opinions of Dill. I have to go with 7th Dragon Ball because I fucking love Dill. And I'm really upset that Vita doesn't like Dill. It kind of shocked me. In a way I didn't know I could be shocked.
Now, interesting point. So
I want to agree with Mish.
Dill shocked you, and can I ask you, Mish, before we move on to Jason? Mish, can I push you on the dynamic? How did you feel about the dynamic between the two?
I thought it was wonderful. Vita's garlic bread sounds amazing. I loved how passionate she was about saying what she would cook for 7th Dragon Ball that would blow his mind, but I can't get past the Dill thing. It really upset me.
Okay, so you're going with 7th Dragon Ball.
Yes.
Okay. And then finally, over to Jason.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this round now. Even though it sounded like they were both trying to like prove to each other like what I could do for you, it did also feel like I was like, I don't know if I'm watching a date or Top Chef, you know, like it was kind of, I felt like this competition, who's the cook, you know? Right. And I really enjoyed that. And I really enjoyed, the Vita was like, I'm not going to get pushed around by this guy listing all the food that he freezes and for his fridge.
He freezes
I'm also going to make ribs and garlic bread from scratch, even though you just got to put garlic on bread. You make it with the dough and everything. It's crazy.
Can you
also,
freeze dry bodies?
Can you?
That's a fantastic question, Quinn. That's a fantastic question. Can you freeze dry bodies? Maybe we'll learn if we. So it sounds so. Final verdict. I'm hearing 7 Dragon Ball across the board from all three. All right, awesome. Guys, I'm not going to upset this one. I'm going with 7 Dragon Ball 2. I feel like very honest, but I saw a lack of engagement from 7th Dragon Ball as well. I see Flying Veda pushing. And if I'm going to pick the 2, I see Flying Veda engaging, pulling information, pulling energy. And 7th Dragon Ball, willing participant, colorful and fun participant. But, you know, I don't feel strongly enough about Veda to upset your all verdict. So we're going to go ahead and go with 7th Dragon Ball.
Sorry, we like dill here.
I love dill.
Fantastic. Now, Flying Veda, thank you for joining us. It just wasn't good enough, but you will go down in history as the first victor atop the hill. And you know, who knows? Maybe your name will be on the list overall. But you know, for now, you're done. You're done. Weren't good enough. Blessings to you.
You as well.
Wow. Yeah. Now, wow.